Alright, so what we see here is Tegan modeling a thermometer. Clearly she finds it very funny. And as we're about to see, a thermometer measures to the ones place, so we must take an educated guess to the tenths place. Now for this thermometer, we can take an educated guess that, it's at about 25, so we can make an educated guess that it is 25.0. And that, of course, would be degrees Celsius. Now here we have Mitali unsuccessfully filling a burette. Now burettes are much different from many measuring devices we use in chemistry because unlike most measuring devices, it has its total volume at the bottom. So this burette says 50 milliliters at the bottom and 0 at the top. Now in order to determine how much water is actually inside the burette, you're going to want to take however much it says, in this case about 40.50 milliliters, and subtract it from 50, and that'll tell you how much you actually have in the burette. So 50.00 minus 41.50 is 8.50, which is about how much we have in this burette. Now, how did we determine 41.50, you say? A burette measures to the tenths place, so we're able to take our educated guess to the hundredths place. Here, Tegan's back showing us how to use a pipette pump. In order to get a solution into the pipette pump, you roll the wheel downward, decreasing the pressure in the pump and making the water flow upward. Now we have Tegan releasing solution from the pipette pump either by squeezing the white bar on the side or pressing the top down to release the liquid. So a pipette pump is extremely similar to a burette in that it lists the total volume, in this case of 10 at the bottom and 0 at the top. On this pipette pump, it actually shows you a volume of -2. As you see, Tegan exceeded the volume of 0 on this pump. But it also shows you to the tenths place, so you would take your educated guess to the hundredths place, very similar to a burette. To get the correct volume of liquid in this pipette pump, you must subtract the amount of liquid inside the pipette pump from the total volume. In this case, that would be subtracting 5 from 10, which in this case is still 5. But because the pipette reads to the tenths place, we can take our educated guess to the hundredths place, giving us about 5.00 milliliters of water. Okay, so now we have Tegan modeling a graduated cylinder, which is arguably the easiest measuring device out of the ones that we've shown you today. So as you're about to see, a graduated cylinder measures to the ones place, so we take our educated guess for significant figures to the tenths place. So in this case, as always, we're reading from the bottom of a concave meniscus, which gives us about 46.1 milliliters of fluid.
Okay, so this is a scale, and on this type of scale, it reads the exact measurement that you need. So just make sure that you read all the numbers on the scale. And if you have trouble remembering that 6-digit number, you can always bring your paper with you. It doesn't have to say your lab station, and that makes your measurements more accurate.